Tell us how training has been. You obviously had a great training go before that June fight. Same sort of deal this time around?
Yes, actually all fights at this level, the training is intense. The training is very hard for everybody, because if we don't take it as serious every fight, then we wouldn't be sitting here talking he's fighting for a world title. But it's a different kind of training because we're fighting a different kind of guy. We're fighting a long, lanky guy with very good moves, very good legs, a good right hand, a good jab. So the kind of sparring that we do and the kind of intensity that we use in the gym is a little bit different. With Lenny Z, we knew we had a bull in front of us, so it's a little different kind of training. But the fact is that we trained to fight 12 rounds, and if it goes 12 rounds, great. The people are going to be treated to a great fight. I think the people know what they're going to get from Alex. What they don't know is what they're going to get from Maurice once Alex is on him. So we're expecting a tough fight.
Alex said you guys had 3 different style guys come in and spar with him. Really, as you said, not kind of knowing what to expect,
I assume? Right, exactly. We don't. Maurice is a good boxer. Maurice is a good stylist. I've seen several of his fights, and he was in my gym for 3 or 4 fights of his own, sparring with my other guys. So I know what he's like, but how's he going to adapt to Alex? And then once he adapts to Alex, what kind of tactic is he going to use? So we have to be prepared for all those things.
Yeah. Is this a fight? I mean, I guess all fights come down to style and who imposes their will. But Alex has always been such an aggressive guy. Is it him trying to have that aggression that he can really use to his advantage against Maurice?
Well, the prior fight, the fight in June, was the bull against the matador, but the matador was not used to being the matador. And the bull was coming forward and just doing his thing. In this fight, it is the bull and the matador, because Maurice is used to being the matador. Alex has always been the bull. And it's just a matter of making sure that we don't let him get too far away from us at the beginning of the fight, because he's got great talent, this young man here. In the first 3 or 4 rounds are going to be difficult, because we got to assimilate the speed and assimilate what he's doing. But I think the second part of the fight becomes the fight the fans are expecting. The fans are expecting from Alex, I should say, and that's where Alex takes over, and I think that's when either he stops him late in the fight or we win a decision by 3 or 4 points.
You mentioned that June fight and how intense it was. Alex, I asked him about this. Obviously seeing his own blood with that cut. Do you think he learned something from that? I mean, there was obviously the hometown pressure and fighting at a place he'd always dreamed of fighting. In addition to that, then the way that fight went down. Do you think that was something? Another sort of brick in the wall for him, if you will?
Actually, that's the catalyst, I think, and how you're going to judge Alex Saucedo's career. I think that fight taught him, not to anybody else, but to himself, that he belongs at this level, that he belongs at this elite level, that he belongs with the better guys. We had a 4th round that's probably be round of the year. If not, it's going to be one of them. And I think in his heart and in his mind, he understands that he belongs here. He belongs with the elite fighters. That is going to make this fight so much easier for him, because there's no question now. The training camp was such an ease, such a relaxing training camp. Usually fighters, when they're coming up to an important fight, they're kind of grumpy. It wasn't the case for this fight. It wasn't the case because I think that he, like I said, he understands that there's nothing that's going to happen in the ring that I can't handle. And Lenny Z gave us the opportunity to look deep in our soul and his soul to understand and know that.
There's obviously the advantage of fighting at home, that crowd energy, but there's also the pressure of fighting
There's
at
a
home.
Disadvantage to it too, yes.
What have you sensed? I mean, you talk about the ease that you've seen from Alex. Is he comfortable with that, or how's he sort of approaching this whole hometown thing?
The fact that we fought here last June, and the fact that the fight went like it went, and the fact that he was able to produce the kind of fight for his fans that he did, there's no pressure on him. If there was pressure in the June fight, because it's the first time, because it's unknown territory for him. But I think that fight put him at ease, and he's been so at peace with himself and with what we've been doing, and the fact that everything went great in training camp. In fact, after the last round of our sparring last Friday, he comes over and taps me on the hand and says, "Coach, great training camp. We're ready. Nothing happened. I'm clear." He was afraid He's actually afraid that something may happen with the cut, but nothing happened. We went probably 5 weeks, I think, sparring 3 times a day, so nothing happened. In his mind, that was the biggest worry. We've gotten past that point. So when he had that big smile and he came over and gave me the high five, I know he's ready. I know he's ready in his mind.
On sort of a different note, similar to the fact that he's back home with family and stuff, I had a chance to talk to his dad, and obviously family is big with most every boxer, but being at home, his dad being, he's like the gym dad here, he's carrying in the water before everybody else gets here. What have you sensed that relationship and his dad's role has meant for Alex along the way?
Unfortunately, in his business, we have a lot of family members in the gym and in the ring. This particular family situation happens to be different than a lot of them. I see a lot of them. There's no pressure from the father. Alex does this because Alex wants to do it. The parents are not imposing their beliefs or their thoughts on this young man. It's a different scenario here. And for Alex to have that support, because there is a difference there, is huge. To see his daughter, to see his wife, and to see his mom here are so important to him. But again, I think in Alex's case, in this case, it's a different situation. It's more motivational than pressure.